Here's a question most agencies don't want you to ask. How much of your Google Ads revenue actually is coming from people who already know your brand? Most agencies don't know how to acquire cold customers with Google, and they just retarget the same people over and over and over again. Because in most accounts that we audit, the answer is way higher than brands expect. And depending on how your campaigns are set up, that's either a sign that your brand is healthy or a sign that your entire account is built on a lie. Because branding campaigns are one of the most debated topics in Google Ads. Some marketers swear by them, others say you're just paying for traffic you would have gotten it for free. My name is Jackson from Echelon. As of March 2026, we're managing over $15 million in Google Ad spend every single month for e-commerce brands. We've worked with brands such as Snow, Icon Amsterdam, Session 3s, AgeMate, College & Co, Tabs, and many more well-known names and figures such as David Fogarty. In this video, I'm going to give you the honest answer about brand campaigns that most agencies won't tell you. And we're going to cover what branded campaigns actually are, the argument for running them, and the argument against. So let's get into it. A branded campaign is any Google Ads campaign that targets keywords containing your brand, your product name, or close sort of variation. If you're Icon Amsterdam, for example, and someone searches Icon Amsterdam, or they might search buy Icon Amsterdam pants, that's a branded search. If someone searches protein powder and your product happens to come up in Performance Max, that's non-branded because they're not searching for your brand specifically. The key distinction is the search intent. So branded is basically the user is searching for you by name. They already have you in mind. And then non-branded is simply they're searching for a category or a solution and you're showing up as an option. Google's campaigns will happily take your branded traffic and optimize for it. They optimize for conversions wherever they can find them, okay? Whatever the easiest route is. And if your brand name is converting, PMax, search, shopping, all of these channels, they're gonna gladly bid on it. The question is, should you actually run branded campaigns? Here's something most brands don't realize. If you don't have a dedicated branded campaign, your prospecting campaigns will pick up branded traffic anyways, and they'll massively overpay for it. We see this in almost every audit we run. Brands paying $2, $5, sometimes $10 per click on their own name inside PMax. When you set up a proper branded search campaign with manual CPC bidding, that same click cost is like 30 cents to 40 cents. I'm just going to show you a quick example. We have all campaigns selected here, all ad groups, just go 200 days. And if you look, we put their brand name, and when you click apply, you can see that the average CPC was $73 for a keyword they should have paid way less for. Now let me show you what happens when you actually separate branded from non-branded. Again, same setup, but this time we're filtering for the branded campaigns we set up. Okay, contains brand, US, Echelon brand search US. Here you can see we're using the same branded keyword, bang. CPC under $1, $73 to less than $1. Pretty fucking good. That's a massive markup that you're paying just because you haven't separated brand traffic. So do a favor and clean that campaign out. A dedicated branded campaign with controlled bids stops Google's automation from inflating your costs on brand traffic that would have converted anyways. The next argument is dominating the shopping results. So this one is visual and it matters more than what people think. When someone searches your brand name and sees a shopping carousel, who shows up? If you don't have a branded shopping campaign, the answer is most likely your competitors are showing up, or your PMax is showing a random fucking selection of products at an inflated CPC. A dedicated branded shopping campaign basically lets you control exactly which products appear with optimized images and titles, so you can dominate that carousel with multiple listings, whether that's different products or strategic duplications of your best sellers. The goal is the same. Own every fucking slot when someone searches your name. Own that entire carousel. Take up as much fucking real estate as you can. If a customer searches for you by name and sees there's competitor listings before you, that's a problem that you guys can fucking fix today. These are solid reasons to run branded campaigns, and I stand by all of them. But there's a different problem most brands don't even realize they have. And it's not about branded campaigns themselves. It's about branded traffic showing up in campaigns that are supposed to be finding you new customers. When PMax runs without brand exclusions, which is the default, by the way, it happily bids on your brand name. And you might ask, okay, why do they do that? It's because branded traffic converts so fucking easy. The algorithm is optimizing for conversions or conversion value, and people searching your brand name are the easiest conversions it can fucking find. So your PMax ROAS looks incredible, 8, 10, 12, sometimes even higher. But your agency shows you the report, everyone's happy. But then you dig into the search terms and you find that 50%, sometimes 75%, like in this example below, of those PMax conversions are from people who searched your brand name. They weren't prospecting for conversions. This is a brand that we audited, and just to show you, this is one of their best performing campaigns, which they marked as prospecting. And if you look at that filter, we put one of their brand terms. And then if you scroll down, look at this, 6.4K of the conversions out of 8.3K were actually branded terms. Once again, they thought this was a prospecting campaign, getting new customers. This is where it gets dangerous for your growth. If your PMax is quietly picking up branded conversions, your prospecting ROAS is inflated. So you think you're acquiring new customers profitably, the numbers say everything's working, but then you properly separate brand traffic and your prospecting ROAS drops significantly. That drop isn't a loss, it's just the fucking truth. So you're just facing the facts now. So those prospecting numbers were never real, and the whole time you were making scaling decisions based on inflated data. So we took over one account where branded campaigns were delivering around 80% of total account revenue, and the prospecting side was generating maybe 35% of the revenue. Everything was basically being propped up by branded traffic flowing through the wrong campaigns. And once we separated and invested in real prospecting through feed duplication, your product angles, prospecting revenue jumped 166%. It went from 30K to 72 to 73K, and brand revenue stayed roughly flat at 65K. The account went from 80% brand dependent to nearly 60% prospecting driven. And that's what healthy growth looks like. But we couldn't even start building that until you could see what was actually prospecting and what was actually branded in disguise and what was hiding. Just to hammer this home even more, here's a brand we took over. The account looks great on the surface. Overall ROAS was like 13.6, 13.7, but branded traffic was mixed into PMax and there was no proper separation. So we rebuilt the structure. Dedicated branded search and shopping campaigns, excluded from PMax, proper negative keyword list, and we also switched the brand search campaign from smart bidding to a target impression share strategy with controlled bids. How we did that is as follows. Before the optimization, this brand's branded campaigns was only capturing about 75% of their branded searches. They were losing a quarter of the people searching for their own fucking name. By dropping the CPCs by almost 70%, we went from around like 27 cents to 9 cents. We could basically afford to show up on 95% of branded searches. Clicks doubled, revenue doubled, and ROAS improved by 215%, all while spending 36% less. And we didn't create some new demand. We just stopped losing the demand that had already existed. And this is actually only half the story of what happens when you fix branded campaigns. So here I'm going to show you campaigns that we've set up that don't include the brand name. So these are just prospecting campaigns. And if we look for their branded terms, these prospecting campaigns used to get a lot of branded clicks. And ever since we fixed them, they no longer get any clicks. These campaigns now basically only have prospecting traffic going through them. Again, looking at traffic for branded campaigns, let's just go last 30 days. And as you can see, average CPC and the clicks, while keeping the average CPC the same, actually decreasing it slightly over time, you see that the number of clicks have fucking tremendously gone up. You see that ramp? How fucking sexy is that graph, right? We just stopped overpaying for them in the wrong campaigns and gave that traffic a proper home. You get more traffic for the same budget, and the savings freed up budget to reinvest into actual prospecting. That's the whole point. Every dollar you fucking save on brand traffic is a dollar you can put towards acquiring new customers. Let me give you the exact structure that we recommend. This is based on what we call the 4 pillars of a high profit Google Ads account for e-commerce. The structure scales with your budget. So let me break it down by spend level. If you're spending under 5K per month, keep the structure lean, but still separate your branded traffic. A branded search campaign, a branded shopping campaign, and a prospecting PMax with your brand excluded. To add this budget, you don't have enough data to really split your prospecting further. Trying to run 5 or 6 campaigns on 5K a month just fucking starts every campaign. Of the conversions, it needs to basically optimize. But the brand separation is a non-negotiable at any fucking spend level. If you're spending like 5 to 15K per month, this is where deeper separation becomes critical. So you should have 4 core campaigns. Campaign 1, branded search. Keywords are your brand name, product names, and just close variations. Use exact match or phrase match only. Manual CPC with a low bid cap, and the budget should be sufficient to just cover the existing demand, not really create it. Campaign 2 is the branded shopping. So a standard shopping campaign set to really low priority that specifically captions branded product searches. Also a manual CPC with low bids or a high target ROAS. Also use a negative keywords script to make sure only branded queries trigger these ads. The third campaign is a non-branded search. Category terms, problem terms, solution terms. This is your prospecting engine on the search side. That's important. Bidding can start with manual CPC or maximize clicks. Then you want to move to target ROAS once you're hitting around 50 conversions per month. You got to expect, your lower ROAS, then obviously branded, but this is where real growth happens. And then campaign 4, performance max. Your main shopping prospecting campaign. Brand must be excluded here. Use brand exclusions conversions at the campaign level, add negative keywords for your brand name variations, and check your PMax insights often to just make sure no branded queries or misspellings are leaking through it, because Google likes to get those cheap conversions. And bidding starts with maximize conversion value. You may also want a wall campaign, which is a standard shopping campaign set to medium or high priority with a very low manual CPC bid. This catches any leftover non-branded shopping queries that PMax misses. Think of it as a safety net. If you're spending over 15K per month, you can start segmenting your prospecting campaigns further by product category or margin, but only if each campaign can actually still generate 1 to 2 conversions per day. And that's the threshold smart bidding needs to perform effectively if you split too thin. The ultimate goal of proper branded separation isn't just cleaner data and lower CPCs. It's freeing up budget and attention to invest in the channels that actually grow your brand. And the single most underutilized channel in Google Ads right now for e-commerce is, drumroll please, YouTube. Most brands look at their search and shopping campaigns, see that they've captured most of the available demand, and think they've hit a ceiling. But that ceiling only exists because you're only capturing demand. You're not fucking creating it. YouTube is the second largest search engine in the fucking world, and it's one of the best platforms for building brand awareness at scale. But here's what most e-commerce brands get wrong about it. They look at their YouTube ROAS in Google Ads, see a 1.5x and go, fuck, it's not working. They cut the budget straight away and they go back to search and shopping. The problem is that YouTube doesn't work like search. It doesn't work like shopping ads. They're going to see your ad on YouTube and they're not going to buy straight away. YouTube is creating the demand that your other campaigns then can capture, if that be Google or Meta, because people need to factor in that it's a touch point at the top. You still can get conversions from YouTube, but YouTube majority of the time is an awareness play. But when you really tap into YouTube as it's supposed to be, it's basically another Meta, because with YouTube, you're not capped by search volume or existing demand. You can reach new audiences. I might even say ultimately you can scale this even harder than Meta. YouTube has a larger overall audience pool. So this brand has never ran YouTube before. But as you can see, just from YouTube alone, they've spent 193,000, and from that, they've got nearly 3,000 conversions. That did not come from branded queries, not prospecting queries. They came from passive advertising on YouTube itself, just like how Meta and other social platforms work. Branded campaigns are not the problem. Branded traffic in the wrong campaigns, that's the problem. Give branded traffic a proper home. You need to exclude your brand from PMax. Once you have a clean separation, you can measure your prospecting precisely and then start investing confidently in demand creation channels like YouTube. I would also recommend just track the ratio of branded to non-branded revenue. If brand is still the majority of your account after 2 months, you need to basically seriously reconsider who is managing your account. If you want help auditing your account to see if branded traffic is leaking into those prospecting campaigns, link is in the description to book a free audit with myself. We'll dig into your data, show you exactly where your revenue is actually coming from, if it's truly branded, if it's truly prospecting. And I'll give you a clear plan to actually fix it and how to remove all that branded shit from your cold campaigns. But with that being said, cheers for watching. I'll see you in the next one.